I always believed I understood the people closest to me. My best friend Mia, who felt like the sister the universe forgot to give me, and Ethan, my crush who made my heart trip over itself every time he smiled at me. But the truth unraveled slowly, like a thread I didn't know was loose, pulling and pulling until my entire world came undone. Mia had always been loud, impulsive, dramatic, the kind of girl who would fake faint in public just to make me laugh. She knew everything about me. My fears, my dreams, the boys I liked, and the insecurities I tried to joke away. So when she suddenly became quiet around Ethan, when she stopped pushing me toward him and stopped teasing me about the way I melted inside whenever he looked at me, I thought maybe she was just stressed. Or busy. Or going through one of her mysterious, don't ask me anything moods. But deep down something felt off. It became impossible to ignore when Ethan also changed. He used to look at me like I was sunlight, warm and soft and important. But now he wouldn't even meet my eyes. He'd dodge me in hallways, rush off with terrible excuses, pretend not to hear me calling his name even when we were 3 feet apart. First, I wondered if I had done something wrong. Had I said something weird? Was I being too clingy? Did he find out I practiced confessing to him in the mirror? My brain spiraled through 1,000 humiliating possibilities before I finally cornered him at his locker one afternoon. The moment I asked, "Did I do something?" he froze like a person caught in the middle of a crime they didn't commit but didn't know how to explain. His "no, everything's fine" came too fast, too sharp, too rehearsed. It was the kind of lie people tell when the truth is a grenade they're terrified to drop. That night, Mia texted me, "We need to talk. Alone." My stomach twisted. She wasn't the serious text type. When I arrived, she locked the door. Something she had never done with me. Not once in all our years of friendship. And without speaking, she pointed at her desk. Scattered across the surface were printed screenshots of me and Ethan. Laughing together, walking together, sitting too close, sharing snacks, sharing looks I didn't realize anyone else had noticed. But what froze my blood wasn't the fact that she had the photos. It was the red circles around me, like I was a suspect, like I was a danger, like I was the problem. "You need to stay away from Ethan," she said, and her voice held none of the warmth I knew. I asked her why, asked what I had done, asked what this was supposed to mean. She didn't answer. She just handed me a folded paper with Ethan's handwriting. But the message wasn't written to me. It was written about me. Before I could gather myself enough to speak, the bedroom door creaked open behind me. Ethan stood there, breathless, like he'd run the whole way, eyes wide with fear. "Don't believe her," he said. Mia immediately stepped in front of me like a guard blocking a threat. Ethan moved forward. They weren't just hiding something from me. They were hiding something from each other. The air turned electric. When I demanded an explanation, Ethan said someone had been sending him threats about me, telling him to stay away, warning him that I wouldn't be safe if he didn't listen. Mia called him a liar, but Ethan showed me the messages on his trembling phone. "Stay away from her. She doesn't need you. She won't be safe with you. If you tell her, she gets hurt." The words carved themselves into me. When I asked why he hadn't told me, Ethan said because every clue pointed to someone close to me. Slowly, painfully, his eyes drifted to Mia. She denied it, but Ethan said he saw her necklace reflected in one of the threat photos. She tried to hide it. He pointed out the wallpaper in the threat's background, identical to Mia's bedroom. My heart cracked in places I didn't know existed. Mia finally said she did it to protect me, which made no sense. She claimed Ethan was hiding something darker, something worse. Ethan insisted he lied only to keep me safe from her. Their voices clashed, their accusations spiraling, until they sounded like two storms colliding. I didn't know who to believe. Then my phone buzzed. A new message from an unknown number. "You're not safe with either of them." That was when everything truly started to unravel. They stepped closer to me. Not to comfort, not to explain, but subtly blocking the door. Panic crawled under my skin. When I asked why they wouldn't let me leave, Ethan said the person threatening me was close. Mia said they were protecting me from making a mistake. They argued again. Mia threatening to show me something Ethan did last year, Ethan begging her not to. She pulled out her phone. He lunged. The phone skidded across the floor to my feet. I picked it up. "Don't look," Ethan whispered. "You'll misunderstand." "No," Mia said. "She'll finally understand." My fingers opened the gallery. There was a folder, labeled with my name. Inside were pictures of me, but not the me I remembered being. Photos of me at places I didn't recall going to. Videos of me with expressions I'd never seen on my own face. Conversations I didn't remember having. And behind all of it, someone else half hidden. Someone watching me. Someone following me. My breath shattered as I scrolled. None of this made sense. Then the real twist began to reveal itself. Ethan looked horrified. Not at me, but at the images. "She wasn't supposed to see this yet," he whispered. Mia muttered. "This isn't how I wanted it to happen." I stared at them, betrayal and fear tangling together. "What is this? Who took these?" Instead of answering, they exchanged a look. A terrified one. Like they weren't scared of each other, They were scared of me. And then it happened. Another image in the folder loaded. It was me, standing outside Mia's house at 3 a.m., staring up at her window, expression blank and unnatural. I whispered, "I've never been here at night." Mia said softly, "Yes, you have." My heartbeat turned violent. Ethan took a small step back, as if preparing for me to snap. I didn't understand. I had no memory of this. None. And then I found it, the video that changed everything. The screen flickered, and a recording began. Shaky camera, quiet breathing, someone following me down a dark street. But when the person zoomed in, it wasn't me walking. It was someone who looked like me. Same face, same hair, same posture, but colder, wrong, empty. A version of me that felt like a puppet wearing my skin. "What is this?" I whispered. Ethan said, "We weren't trying to protect you from each other. We were trying to protect you from her." My stomach dropped. "Her who?" Mia took a trembling breath. "Your sister." My blood froze solid. "I don't have a sister." Ethan's voice cracked. "You do. You just don't remember." Mia added, "She's been following you, watching you, pretending to be you, sending threats. She's the one in those photos. The one wearing your face." The world tilted violently. I thought it was a joke, a lie, a trick. But the next picture shattered every denial. My parents, years younger, holding 2 newborn babies. 2. The caption scribbled on the back, "Ava and Arya. Don't let them ever find each other." Ava me. Arya, the girl who looked like me, stalked me, threatened Ethan, used Mia's room, manipulated everything. Mia confessed through tears that she found out months ago, after noticing someone who looked exactly like me entering her house through the side door one evening. She thought it was me sleepwalking until she saw me simultaneously FaceTiming her from my bedroom. Ethan admitted he started receiving threats once he got close to me. Arya wanted me isolated, alone, confused, because the two of us, twins separated at birth, were never supposed to cross paths. Our parents hid her existence from me because Arya had been diagnosed with a severe personality disorder as a child and had been removed from the home for safety reasons. She grew up angry, abandoned, convinced I had stolen the life she should have had. And recently, she had come back, wearing my face, inserting herself into my life, turning my best friend and crush against each other so I wouldn't see the truth. The final blow landed when the last video autoplayed. Arya standing in my room, whispering into the camera, "If she won't live the life that was supposed to be mine, then I will." My hands trembled uncontrollably. Everything made sense now. The missing memories, the strange looks people gave me, the odd rumors I couldn't trace, the threats, the stalking, the photos I didn't recognize. The reason Mia and Ethan were terrified. They weren't hiding secrets from me. They were hiding me from her, my twin, my shadow, my mirror. And the moment that realization hit, the doorknob behind us turned. Slowly, quietly, and a voice identical to mine whispered through the crack in the door, "Ava, open up. We need to finish what we started." And for the first time in my life, I heard what my voice sounded like when it belonged to someone who wanted me gone. The moment I heard her voice, my voice, whisper through the door, every bone in my body locked into place, because it wasn't just the sound that terrified me, it was the familiarity. The way she said my name like she owned it, like she'd been practicing it her whole life, waiting for the moment she could say it to my face. Ethan grabbed my arm instinctively, pulling me behind him, while Mia scrambled to shut off the lights, plunging the room into a trembling darkness broken only by the glow of the phone still lying on the floor. My heart hammered so loudly I was scared she could hear it through the door. Then another whisper came, soft, playful, cruel. "Ava, if you don't open the door, I will." The doorknob twisted fully this time, the metal clicking like a countdown. Mia mouthed the words "closet, now," but I couldn't move. My legs refused. My body wouldn't obey. Ethan tugged me toward the far corner as the door creaked open and a shadow slipped inside. She stepped forward slowly, like a reflection peeling itself off a mirror, her silhouette familiar enough to make my stomach lurch. When she finally stepped into the faint sliver of hallway light, my breath left my body in one hard exhale. I was staring at myself. Same face, same hair, same eyes, except hers were wrong. Too still, too sharp. Eyes that weren't looking at me. They were consuming me. Arya smiled. A slow, crooked smile that looked like my smile if someone had taken a scalpel and carved it into place. "You took everything," she said softly, as if stating a fact. "You got the good life, the safe home, the friends, the boy." Her gaze flicked to Ethan, and something dark flared in her expression. "You even got love." Ethan stepped in front of me, blocking her view, and that made her laugh. A laugh that sounded like mine but warped, hollow, scooped of all warmth. "You really think you can protect her? You couldn't even protect yourself." Her head tilted, studying me. "The world was supposed to love me, but they threw me away and gave my life to you." I tried to speak, but my voice broke before a sound came out. She took another step toward me, and instinct made me grab the nearest object. A small metal picture frame on Mia's desk. I didn't know what I would do with it. I just knew I couldn't stand still anymore. Arya, I forced out. Please, you don't have to do this. She froze, the smile melting into something raw, something wounded. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't choose any of this. I just wanted what should have been mine. And for the first time I saw it. Beneath the anger, the obsession, the hatred, there was pain. Deep old pain, abandoned and rotting inside her. She wasn't born a monster. She was shaped into one. But empathy didn't matter anymore. Not with the way she was looking at me now. She stepped closer, lifting a hand toward my face like she wanted to touch the life she believed she should have had. Ethan tensed, ready to grab her. But I shook my head. If anyone was going to end this, it had to be me. Arya, I whispered. If you really wanted my life, if you wanted everything I had, you could have just asked. Her hand trembled midair. Ask? Why would you give anything to me? Because you're my sister? I said, voice cracking on the word sister because it still didn't feel real. You didn't have to steal my life. I would have made a place for you in it. For a moment. One fragile, fleeting moment, her face softened. I saw myself in her. The version of me who could have existed if I had been the one abandoned. The one locked away. The one nobody saved. She blinked, and tears glimmered in her eyes. And then, in a breath, everything shattered. A loud crash erupted behind her. Mia had moved, accidentally kicking the metal fan on the floor. Arya jumped, startled, and instinct took over. She lunged, not at Mia, not at Ethan, at me. Ethan crashed into her mid-leap, knocking her sideways, and the two of them slammed into the dresser with a deafening thud. I screamed. Mia ran to help. The room exploded into chaos. Shouting, grabbing, pulling. Arya clawed at Ethan, wild with rage and terror, screaming that she wouldn't be replaced again, that she wouldn't be erased. Ethan pinned her arms, but she fought like someone who had nothing left to lose. And then, in the middle of the struggle, she stopped. Completely, as if someone had unplugged her. She stared at me, really stared, and whispered, I just wanted someone to choose me. Something inside me broke. I stepped forward despite Ethan shouting my name. Slowly, cautiously, I knelt beside her. I'm choosing you now, I whispered. And in that fragile, impossible moment, Arya collapsed into sobs. Ugly, shaking sobs that sounded like the first time in her entire life someone had let her be human. Ethan released her. Mia sat on the floor, shaking. I wrapped my arms around the girl who wore my face. My twin. My shadow. The person who tried to destroy me because the world had destroyed her first. And for the first time, she didn't fight. She leaned into me, trembling, cracked, real. The police and social workers arrived later, after Mia called them. After Arya let me guide her out of the room, still crying, still clutching my hand like it was the only anchor she had left. They didn't take her away in handcuffs. They took her somewhere safe. Somewhere she should have been years ago. I gave a statement. Ethan stayed beside me the whole time. Mia held my hand. And when they finally drove Arya away, she looked out the window at me. My reflection in someone else's pain, and mouthed, thank you. In that moment, I realized the truth. Mia didn't betray me. Ethan didn't lie to hurt me. They weren't protecting themselves. They weren't protecting each other. They were protecting me from the one person who needed help more than any of us understood. The person who shared my face, my blood, my beginning. And as the car disappeared down the street, I whispered the last promise I knew I had to make. Not to her, but to myself. I will not let her story end the way it started. Because sometimes the person who tries to ruin your life is just trying to survive their own.